One of those obvious signs of aging, and probably one of the hardest and most frustrating for people to correct, is discoloration, hyperpigmentation, age spots that come from photoaging, sun damage to the skin over the years. Now, I just put this video out yesterday on the neck and chest, very popular video, and it brought up a lot of questions, which just makes sense. There are a lot of new people following me here on the channel about other areas of the body, the arms, the hands, and of course the face. And because I have covered those areas and treatments in detail in the past, I have put together today a compilation video, an anthology, if you will, of the very best information for each of these areas that can really help you take years off the look of your skin. And as always in these compilation videos, there will be chapters so you can skip around, come back to what spoke to you. Anything and everything I talk about as far as treatments, always listed below in the video description box. That said, let's jump right in and learn what to do about all the different specific areas of the body when it comes to aging skin with discoloration, age spots, hyperpigmentation, and marks. As the years go by, there are absolutely some dead giveaways on how old we are. We all know that the neck skin, areas around the eyes, the forehead, the upper chest, all can indicate and show the signs of aging skin, but it's actually your hands that oftentimes get the most attention. And it's something we don't talk about here on the channel often enough, but we're going to solve that today. And we're going to talk about how to reverse age your hands and actually get skin on your hands to look amazing no matter how old you are. All right, let's talk about the skin on our hands and why it might look older. Something that's a big concern to most of us, especially as we get into our 40s, 50s, and if you're like me, 60s. Well, I'm just 60, so let's not push it. But all those years of hard work, hand washing, and accumulated exposure to the elements can lead to things like wrinkles and fine lines, thickened, rough skin with brittle or yellow nails, and everyone's favorite, those veins that seem to stand out on the outside of our skin. Now, those of you who have been following me on my channel know for a long time, I have implored, begged, practically rolled around on the floor and asked you to use sunscreen. And one of the areas that gets the most sun exposure is, of course, the hands. And we wash our hands a lot. So even when we're applying sunscreen, oftentimes it is rubbed off, washed off, wiped off, and what have you. So this is one of the areas of the body that really accumulates sun damage over time. Not to mention that the skin on our hands tends to be very thin. It's a place for many of us, unless you are genetically blessed, don't have a lot of fat pad underneath that skin, all which could lead to prematurely older looking hands. And if you're guys, that's what we call those man hands, that super textured, leathery, hard skin. We can even deal with that one with a few surprising steps that you can do in your skincare routine. Now, when it comes to making aging skin look good, moisturizer, 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 and then more moisturizer and hydration is the motto we need to live by. It's going to help keep the skin on the hands nice and plump and tight, and it's going to help keep those cuticles around your nails moistened so that your nails as they grow are actually stronger, more hydrated, healthier, and of course, younger looking. And on top of all of that, because of all that accumulated sun damage that we receive over the years, the tops of our arms, the backs of our hands tend to have age spots, discoloration, and hyperpigmentation patches. So what we're going to talk about today is going to be able to address all of those. The number one thing is to get the old dead skin off, and that's through an exfoliation process. Now, there are a lot of ways to do this. I'm not a big fan of body scrubs, even for the hands. However, skin on the hands tends to be a little bit tougher, but it's also thinner, so you got to be a little bit careful. So products that are specially formulated to treat and remove the dry, dead skin on the hands, lotions and scrubs that are out there. One of my favorites happens to be this one. It's been around for longer than I have, and that's saying something, and that's Pretty Feet and Hands. Now, this formulation is a combination of skincare acids, palmitic acid, stearic acid, and it also has paraffin wax. Now, there are paraffin wax treatments that are really great for the hands where you apply hot wax, sinks into that outer layer of dead skin, and when the wax is peeled off, it reveals newer, healthier looking skin. This works much in the same way, but it's a lotion that you actually rub into your skin and you keep rubbing it and it begins to actually roll away all of that dead skin on your hands. Very important to get this dead skin off your hands on a regular basis so that treatments for things like age spots, hyperpigmentation areas on the skin, the treatments actually can sink into that upper layer and help you out. Another great way to get that old dead skin cell layer off is to use a skincare acid that's highly concentrated. Now, this particular one is by Alpha Skincare. It's Alpha Skincare's 14% glycolic acid serum. It's one of my favorite products. I've been using this literally since I was in my early 20s, both on my face, my neck, and my hands. And it actually could even help a product like Pretty Feet and Hands work better because the glycolic acid loosens the bond between the old dead skin cells stuck to the surface, which become more and deeper entrenched as we get older, so that they actually begin to fall off and flake away. And then when you use a method like Pretty Feet and Hands or a hand scrub, you're going to get much better results, especially over time. These two products alone, a great combination to help remove that old dead skin cell layer and get your skin looking much better right away. Which leads us to the treatment phase of getting ageless looking hands, and that is treating the skin and the melanin production in the upper layers of the skin, helping to even out, brighten, and lighten those areas and make the skin look nice and supple and much more youthful. One of the big reasons that I don't look like I have 60-year-old hands, and it's something I get asked about all of the time when I'm out in public, even with people who know me well. Keeping my hands looking this good as I get older is always a topic that comes up for conversation. So for addressing dark spots and discolorations, you want to use something similar to what you would use on your face for the same problem. That would be a product formula that's rich in skincare acids like kojic, azelaic, tranexamic acid, and niacinamide to help balance out that melanin production in the skin. One of my favorite products for this is Faded by Topicals. This is a skincare formula that's a mix of skincare acids that work extremely well. Doesn't smell the best in the world when you use it, but that smell fades. That's because they've added no artificial fragrance to this product. Now, I'll put links down below in the video description box for this and the products that we talk about in the video today, so you don't need to write them down, but those links will be available for you to go and look at these products and see if there's something that might be beneficial to you. This leads us to the next step of keeping hands looking young, and that's making sure they stay hydrated. So you want a daily moisturizer that you use throughout the day to protect your hands, along with sunscreen, of course, keeping the hand skin protected and hydrated. Tons of these type of products out on the market today. There is another product combo that I use throughout today to keep my hands looking good, and that's the Spa Ritual Hand Facial. It's both a balm and a serum. And what's so special about this product duo is it's cardamom based. It's a very good ingredient for hydrating the skin and pulling moisture in. And if you have extra dry skin and cuticles on your hands, this is going to be a very soothing balm. As you can see here, this is a creamy serum. You want to massage that into your hands, making sure to apply it evenly until it absorbs completely. Doesn't take very long. And the great thing about this serum is it does not leave your hands greasy or tacky. It completely absorbs, but it leaves them feeling super hydrated. And of course, this is optional, but I also follow that step with their hand balm, which is a richer formula with extra hydrating and skin protecting ingredients. Again, it's not going to take a whole lot of this. Just a little dab, that much. Massage it in. And the hydration lasts for hours. So this is not something you're going to have to apply like 10 or 15 times per day. Just 2 or 3 times a day to keep those hands ultra hydrated and looking fabulous. And then perhaps besides sunscreen is applying an overnight hand treatment. We've talked about a ton of these on the channel, but I'm really liking this particular product. It's called Gloves in a Bottle, and it's designed to be a capping formula on your skin that is actually going to lock in moisture, protect your skin from moisture loss, not just the natural loss that occurs during the day, but even when you wash your hands. This product, non-sticky, non-tacky, waterproof, and just like it says, gloves in a bottle. This is a wonderful product to use at night before you go to bed after you've applied your moisturizing treatments. It's fragrance free. It's perfect for people with super dry skin. Is especially helpful for any areas of your skin on your body that are dry, including your feet. And it's also safe to use if you have eczema or psoriasis. All right, so what treatments are available to rejuvenate your hands beyond just topical products that we've talked about here? They will get you so far, but if you're still not happy, there are things you can do to alleviate some of the more troubling signs of aging on the hands. For instance, you can have a chemical peel done, which is similar to what you would have done to your face, where you're actually removing several layers deep of skin, giving a total reset to the skin on your hands. The thing about chemical peels, they work extremely well, but there is downtime usually associated with them. And especially when we're using our hands because we use them so much, it's something to think about because there will be a time frame, usually about a week to 2 weeks, that you won't be able to do everything you're normally doing with your hands. For thinning skin and collagen loss in the hands, there are several treatments that are very effective. Laser therapy, very effective. Radio frequency therapy, very effective. Sclerotherapy for those enlarged veins that are protruding on the tops of the hands, that's a very effective treatment for those. And of course, there is always the option of having fillers put underneath the skin of the hands to help plump that skin out, make it look more even and more youthful. There are even procedures these days where you can use some of your own fat taken from another place on the body and placed underneath the skin of the hands. Very effective, very natural looking, just a little bit expensive. But my professional recommendation is to try these topical products first, see how far you can get. You can see my hands look amazing. I'm very diligent about keeping them hydrated and keeping that sunscreen on there. And I can tell you that nighttime capping of your skin with a product that will trap and hold moisture in your hands overnight, you can actually wake up to some significant improvement the very next day. One of the most frustrating signs of skin aging comes from dark marks, age spots, and hyperpigmentation patches. A lot of it from sun damage. Just about 80% of skin aging signs, or the signs of skin aging, are related to accumulated damage from the sun. The question is, what can you do about it to reverse it? Well, there are several options that will work. Let's take my arms and hands, for instance. Even though I'm 61, I don't have the typical mottled, spotted look on my skin because I treat it every day with certain skincare acids to make sure that the melanin production in my skin stays even and that any new spots are prevented from occurring. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you what those acids are. You're going to be really happy because these ingredients are easy to find and they are inexpensive and work tremendously well. But before we dive in, if you happen to be new to my channel and not familiar with who I am, I'm Chris Gibson, skincare expert. I've been in skincare for 38 years, helping folks like you find skincare is going to work for you, not empty your wallet and not do you more harm than good. So if that's the kind of content you've been looking for here on YouTube, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. The first of the acids that I want to share with you is called kojic acid. And kojic acid is really great at breaking up melanin patches or age spots that are already there and displacing that melanin while at the same time giving your skin a more even look. Kojic acid works very quickly. You can sometimes see results the very first time you use it, but over time it really does provide protection from future sun damage related skin spots. Another powerful skincare acid is tranexamic acid. And much like kojic acid, it does help to disperse spots that are already there, but tranexamic acid actually helps your skin manage future melanin cell production. In other words, it evens out the timing of the production of melanin in your skin, therefore you don't end up with dark patches or spots. And it even works extremely well on old dark scars, helping to break up pigmentation in keloids and leftover acne scars. And then there is niacinamide, which is not a skincare acid, it's a derivative of vitamin B, but it also helps to even out skin tone by reducing inflammation and helping the other acids to be better absorbed where they can work deeper in the upper layers of your skin. Now, as I said, there are several products out on the market that do this. They're very inexpensive. The first one that I talk about a lot and I use myself is this one, Faded Topical. Now, the only drawback to Faded Topical is it does not have any fragrance, which is really not a drawback because fragrance can be irritating to the skin, but there is nothing covering up the smell of this particular formulation. So it does not have a very pleasant smell at first, but it fades very quickly. Within a minute, you don't smell it anymore as it's absorbed into your skin. Takes just a dab, and then you would apply it wherever you're trying to prevent or treat the signs of skin aging when it comes to melanin production. So I'm using it on the back of my hand. My hands are an area that I really pay close attention to. This particular formulation, tranexamic acid, kojic acid, niacinamide, and melatonin. And while again, it's not expensive, it is a very powerful product when it comes to hyperpigmentation and age spots. So powerful that you use it once a week and then build up your tolerance to it. You can actually get to a point where you're using this product daily. I like to use this product at night before I apply my hand rejuvenation treatment. That would be a cream. There also is a serum that you can use by Good Molecules. This is their discoloration correcting serum. You shake this up. Again, it's tranexamic acid based and niacinamide. It's a buffered serum. You can begin using this one right away anywhere you're trying to treat daily. It takes just a few drops to apply this serum. And I'm just going to apply this to the back of my arm since we already treated my hands. This one, no smell at all. So it has no fragrance, but yet it has no odor because of the other ingredients in this particular formulation that buffer this serum and help it to be readily absorbed in your skin. And as always in my videos, if you want to check these out for yourself, there will be links down below in the video description box. Now, when it comes to keeping the skin on my hands looking young, as I mentioned earlier, I do a nighttime rejuvenating treatment, and I use a hand restoring treatment by City Beauty, and I'll tell you why I think this is a really great product as well. In their formulation, they have included prickly pear extract, which is a botanical extract that has very powerful antioxidant properties, and skin needs antioxidants to fend off oxidation and free radicals, which lead to premature cell death and aging of the skin. They also include in this formulation green and brown algae, which is a high-end skincare ingredient that helps to super hydrate the skin. So if you have crepiness or large looking pores anywhere on your hands, deeper lines increases. The algae helps to soften those rough areas and make your skin look amazing. They also include one of my favorite skincare ingredients when it comes to skin discoloration, which is licorice root. That's another botanical natural ingredient that the skin tolerates very well, that also helps to give your skin that even glowy look. Now, I use this product at night. That's when it's recommended. You can use it anytime, actually morning or night. It takes just a small amount. We'll do both of my hands. And of course, I just massage it in. It absorbs very readily. It also caps in that moisture for the other ingredients that you've applied. If you've been using these discoloration type of products, it really boosts their effectiveness and gives you results much faster when you use some sort of nighttime rejuvenating cream. And as you can see, my hands look really great for my age. For everyone who's ever been told that sun damage, age spots, brown patches, and hyperpigmentation areas are permanent, it's not. And as I'm about to turn 62 in just a few days, I'm living proof that it's not. In fact, you can take a look at my arms and my skin, even from this photo shoot we did earlier this year. And while the photographers actually marveled at the fact that my skin looks like that at my age, I'm going to share what I do and how to do it in today's video. If you've been noticing dark patches of skin, age spots, hyperpigmentation areas showing up more than usual, I'm going to tell you what's going on, why that's happening, and what you can do about it in 2 to 3 very easy steps that can get your complexion looking amazingly bright and even same day, while helping to lighten and fade these spots permanently and help keep them from coming back. Hey there, thank you for joining me on my channel today. We are going to be talking about how to lighten, fade away, and prevent dark mark spots, age spots, hyperpigmentation, a lot of this due to photo aging. And if you're like most of us, you start to really notice these in the winter months as your skin's melanin production calms down from the summer days in the sun, and those dark spots and marks not only become more apparent, but the melanin production in them speeds up. But before we jump into these very easy steps that you can take based on dermatology and my esthetician's 38 years of experience, if you happen to be new to my channel and not familiar with who I am, I'm Chris Gibson. As I said, a skincare expert, been in skincare 38 years, helping folks find skincare strategies and treatments that will actually work, deliver results without emptying your wallet or doing more harm than good. So if that's the kind of content you've been looking for here on YouTube, you're in the right place. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. So let's get into this. All right, so dark hyperpigmentation patches. Basics of this are that it's melanin production on overdrive, either in a certain area of the skin, a lot of times, as I said, caused by sun damage or photo aging that accumulates over the years. Hormonal changes in both men and women can lead to these patches as well. Those hyperpigmentation patchy areas, melasma. And now that we're into the drier air winter months, especially in the northern hemisphere, dry skin makes these look more apparent. The calming down of overall melanin production in skin as it's not being exposed to as much sunlight, all can lead to these areas looking much more visible and apparent. Now, of course, there are professional treatments that you can get to remove these somewhat instantaneously. Treatments like laser therapies that actually break up and destroy those melanin pigment creating cells without damaging the surrounding skin. Cryotherapy attacking individual spots themselves and removing them. Deep chemical peels which remove several of the outer layers of skin. However, there's risk to that downtime and they can be quite painful, along with old school dermabrasion. And all of them carry risks. And for the average person, they're really not necessary. All you need to do is apply the right kind of skincare acids, which I'm going to share with you and demonstrate with you in this video today, that can help lighten these immediately and then help your skin manage its own melanin production, leading to the cessation of those spots and preventing new ones from showing up. Now, for those of you who follow the channel, most of you know my age. I'm 61, going to be 62 in March. And when you take a look at my skin overall, especially my hands, my arms, my chest, my neck, and even my face, I don't display a lot of that type of sun damage on my skin like most people do starting in their 40s. And the reason is I know how to manage that. It makes sense, right? I'm trained to do that. And I've been very disciplined and judicious about applying these skincare acids, also exfoliating my skin on a regular basis, and of course using sun protection to prevent any further sun damage. So I've broken this down into a couple of steps, and I'm going to give you some different options that you can use for treatments. Guess what? They're not even expensive at all, but they work really, really well. Let's start with step number one, which is regular exfoliation. Now, this can be accomplished several different ways. There's mechanical exfoliation through the use of scrubs. I don't like a lot of scrubs, but if sugar-based or salt-based scrub where the salt or sugar begins to dissolve as it touches the skin can be a very good tool for getting old dead skin cells off. You just have to be careful not to push it too far in or too deeply. Ton of those available on the market. And then there are higher end treatments that you can do at home. Like this one is one that I've talked about forever on the channel. It's by SKINN. And they call this product Derma Peel. It's a thermoenzymatic microdermabrasion scrub, if you will. And it does a couple of things. It helps to remove that old dead skin that's on the surface, making those areas look darker, so you're going to have a more even looking complexion no matter where you use this. And you can use it on your face, I do, backs of your hands, arms, neck, chest, wherever you're having these hyperpigmentation areas. And I'm going to show you how it can make a big difference here in this video on one of my hands versus the other. The other great ingredient and way it's formulated in this product is vitamin C crystals, which begin to melt on the skin as you use it, so you don't have that worry of micro tears or really overdoing it. So we're going to pick on my hands in this video because it's easier than me trying to do my face on camera. So I'm going to take my watch off, put that over here, and I'm going to treat my right hand with the Derma Peel product. Now, the Derma Peel product works best on moistened skin, so I'm going to moisten my hand, but not wet. You want moist, hydrated skin, but not wet skin. Then you simply apply a quarter-sized amount of this product on the area you're going to treat, like so. Then you gently massage the product into your skin. And the interesting thing about this particular product is that it grabs at the skin. In other words, you feel it tug a little bit as it sticks to those outer layers of dead skin cells. The vitamin C begins to penetrate and break down the bond between that outside layer of dead skin and the healthier, younger, brighter, more even looking skin underneath. So you just want to do this for about 1 to 2 minutes, never more, because we don't want to rub the skin raw. We just want to take off that outer layer. On my hands, at my age, thickened skin tends to show up on my knuckles and just the very top of the back of my hand. I massage this in really, really well, and I'm going to apply just a little bit of water to the top to help dissolve the vitamin C crystals and create that enzymatic treatment that goes just a bit deeper to really wake up the brightness and evenness of skin tone and really help knock out those dark areas and spots. Gets a little foamy as those enzymes go to work. And now I'm going to completely rinse this off. So I rinsed that off completely with warm water. I'm just going to pat my hand dry, and we're going to take a look at the difference between my right hand, which is to your left right now, and my left hand, which is to your right now. Take a look at that. Take a look at the skin on my right hand. It's completely renewed. All of the dark skin has been removed. All of the dark thickened skin on my knuckles has been removed. And the texture on the back of my hand is no longer glycated or wrinkly. It looks amazingly young. Again, you can choose any particular type of scrub that you really like. Just go very lightly with them and make sure they're not ones that have plastic or cracked up pieces of seeds. Sugar and salt are your best bet because they're going to melt as they go on the skin. The skin product is, as you saw, excellent for this. And again, chest, neck, face, anywhere you want to treat. Now, with exfoliation out of the way, we can talk about how to work with the skin itself to reduce melanin production in pockets, to remove age spots, to help keep them from coming back, and to fade what you do have. And these skincare acid products I'm about to use and show you can do this relatively quickly. You can see a big difference within a week to 2 weeks. And as you continue to use them, your skin just looks more even and brighter without recurring or new spots showing up. And everybody wants that. Now, when it comes to these acids, there are three I talk a lot about: tranexamic acid, kojic acid, alpha-arbutin. And when these are used separately or together, especially if niacinamide is included in the formulation, they do an excellent job of helping your skin manage its own melanin production. So let's talk about the first product, which is Good Molecules Discoloration Corrector Serum. Now, this is a tranexamic based serum. And this particular product is excellent when it comes to photoaging skin because tranexamic acid actually specifically targets the cells that are being activated by UV light damage. It actually inhibits that communication that's caused by that damage to create those pockets of melanin or age spots, and actually blocking the transfer of that pigment or melanocytes to the surface cells of the skin. So really a great product, very inexpensive. It also contains ingredients that calm inflammation, making it an excellent product to use even on the most sensitive skin. You just simply apply a few drops. You would do this before any other product that you put on, since it's a treatment you want to be absorbed fully. If you were to put it on after other products, say like your moisturizer, then you're gonna have some of the beneficial effects blocked. You would massage this in daily, and when used with sun protection of some kind, whether sunscreen, clothing, or gloves, you can see a vast difference in the way your skin looks. Just take a look at this picture of someone who was using tranexamic acid, getting their skin to go from this to this. Pretty amazing stuff. No wonder it gets such excellent reviews. There'll be a link down below for that product in the video description box, along with the exfoliation product I used earlier. But let's talk really severely mottled skin. Let's talk where we have brown spots of different levels of color and white spots mixed in. The type of spotting and texture issues that we see with heavily photo-aged skin. When it comes to this type of photo-aging, typically on the arms, the chest, us guys, the back of the neck, a product that contains multiple acids, like the tranexamic acid, but along with other acids like kojic acid that have a different modality or different method of targeting melanin production in the skin. And the way that kojic acid works differently is it actually bonds with copper molecules in your skin, which is a cofactor for tyrosinase, actually preventing that enzyme from turning into melanin. So it cuts the melanin process off at the root, which means by slowing that melanin production, it's going to really help fade those spots out quickly and stop new melanin production that is triggered by UV light exposure. And it is excellent when it comes to long-standing dark marks, leftover marks from acne scarring, darkened keloids, and it works extremely well on areas of darkened skin like patchiness that happens with melasma and other hormonal hyperpigmentation issues. Kojic acid actually derived from a fungi and is on par with hydroquinone, which is the strongest skincare acid for hyperpigmentation, so strong that you can only get it through a prescription. And you can get these acids together along with niacinamide in a product called Faded Topicals Brightening and Clearing Serum. And since this is a much stronger formulation than the Good Molecules, you would use it once a week to start and build up tolerance to make sure it didn't cause any irritation, eventually working your way up to daily use. In this product, not terribly expensive, a little more costly than say the Good Molecules, but it's a more powerful product than Good Molecules. Both are going to work well, but if you really have a lot of sun damage, a lot of that spotting, and you want quicker results, this is the closest formula you can get over the counter next to a prescription level product. And you would just dab this product on the area you want to treat. The only drawback to this product is it doesn't smell that great when you first put it on. The odor goes away, but it's not a fragrance product, neither is Good Molecules Discoloration Serum. It's not fragranced either, but it doesn't really have a smell. This one, because of the ingredients, it's particularly the kojic acid, it kind of has a little bit of an odor that smells akin to something like someone getting a perm, but again, that lasts seconds. Once it's absorbed, you don't smell anything. And then, of course, you can get these kind of results from a product like this, going from skin that looks like this to this much more quickly, especially when you combine it with that once to twice a week exfoliation step. Amazing, amazing results. Again, links to these products down below in the video description box. Go check them out on yourself. Should you decide to do this process or use any of these particular products, please come back, to the video and let us know how it's working for you. And for even more ways to roll back the clock on skin and body aging, be sure to check out this video that I picked out for you next. Thank you as always for finding me here on YouTube, watching my videos, and supporting my work. I really do appreciate you. That said, stay beautiful, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you over on that next video.